Hello beautiful people and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever bought something that looked perfect in the moment, only to regret it later? Whether you barely used it, stopped reaching for it, or realized it didn't add real value to your life. The truth is, not everything that's popular or trending is actually worth your money. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at those things that quietly take away from your style and your budget, and what you can do instead to make smarter, more satisfying choices. Number 1. Thrifting. Thrifting can feel like a smart and exciting way to shop, and in many cases it really is. But the problem starts when it turns into buying things just because they're cheap or a good deal. You find something unique, something different, and it feels like you shouldn't leave it behind. But later, it ends up sitting in your closet, rarely worn, slowly becoming another piece that doesn't truly belong in your wardrobe. This is where many people don't realize what's actually happening. It's not about the price, it's about the value. When your closet starts filling with random pieces that don't match your style, it becomes harder to create outfits that feel cohesive. You spend more time thinking about what to wear, and less time actually enjoying your clothes. Over time, those good deals quietly turn into wasted money and unused items. Instead of buying more, the real upgrade comes from being more selective. Choosing pieces that truly fit your style, your lifestyle, and your color palette makes a huge difference. Even if something is secondhand, it should still feel like it belongs in your wardrobe. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how little you spend, it's about how well you choose. Number 2. Junk trends. One of the biggest money traps right now is what I like to call junk trends. These are those very specific items that suddenly feel like you need them, simply because you keep seeing them everywhere. Think about Stanley tumblers, Labubu collectibles, or even Rode lip products paired with those matching phone cases. They show up in every aesthetic video, every must-have list, and at some point you start wondering if you should have them too. But let's be honest for a second. Do you actually need them? Or do you just want them because they're viral? When you really think about it, a lot of these items don't offer anything new. Take lip products, for example. There are so many simple, effective options out there. I personally don't think anything beats a good basic lip balm when it comes to real hydration. Yet suddenly, a specific brand becomes essential just because it's trending. The same goes for Stanley tumblers. Yes, they come in nice colors, but at the end of the day, it's still just a cup. It doesn't automatically make your lifestyle better just because everyone else is using it. And then there are things like Labubu collectibles. This is where it becomes even more obvious. They're expensive, they don't serve a real purpose, and for many people, they don't even look appealing. They just became popular, sometimes even a bit strange or overly hyped for what they are. Number 3. Luxury makeup. Luxury makeup brands like YSL, Chanel, or Dior always look beautiful at first glance. The packaging feels elegant, the branding is strong, and it creates that feeling of buying something special. But when you look beyond the surface, you start to realize something important. You're often paying more for the name and the experience than for a real difference in performance. There are so many affordable brands today that offer incredible quality without the high price tag. Brands like Kiko Milano or L'Oreal have products that perform just as well, sometimes even better, than luxury options, foundations, mascaras, lip products. The formulas have improved so much that the gap between high-end and affordable is no longer as big as it used to be. And yet, many people still feel like they need luxury makeup to look more polished. But here's the truth. Your makeup doesn't look better because of the logo on the packaging. It looks better because of how well the product suits your skin, your tone, and your overall style. When you focus on finding the right products instead of the most expensive ones, you not only save money, you also create a routine that truly works for you. Number 4. Aspirational items. Another category that quietly drains your money is what I like to call aspirational items. These are the things you don't really need, but they feel exciting because they represent a certain lifestyle. Maybe it's a designer coffee machine, a luxury towel, a Dior yoga mat, or even something like a Chanel snowboard. When you see them, it's not really about the item itself. It's about the image, the feeling, the idea of the life they seem to belong to. And if we're being honest for a moment, how often do these items actually improve your daily life? A designer mug doesn't make your coffee taste better. A luxury towel doesn't change your routine. Most of these pieces end up being more about curiosity, aesthetics, or it would be nice to have, rather than something you truly use and enjoy consistently. They look beautiful, yes, but they don't always bring real value. The shift happens when you start asking yourself a simple question before buying: do I actually need this, or do I just like what it represents? Because once you recognize that difference, your choices become much more intentional. And instead of filling your space with things that only look luxurious, you start investing in items that genuinely elevate your everyday life. Number 5. Overtrendy pieces. Another thing that's simply not worth your money is overtrendy pieces, items that become everywhere all at once and lose their charm just as quickly. A perfect example right now is polka dots. Yes, polka dots are a classic, but this year they've been pushed to the extreme. Full outfits, matching sets, head-to-toe prints. It stops looking elegant and starts feeling overwhelming. The same goes for certain viral accessories like the Miu Miu mini bags. They're cute, they're trending, but they're not always practical, and more importantly, they don't stay relevant for long. And then there are statement pieces like those YSL logo heels. At first glance, they look bold and eye-catching, but after a while they can feel a little too loud, almost like the shoe is doing all the talking instead of your overall look. When something becomes too recognizable or too trend-driven, it starts to wear you instead of you wearing it. And that's where style begins to feel less personal and more like following a moment. Instead, what I always recommend is taking the essence of a trend and translating it into something more timeless. For example, with polka dots, I would go for a single piece, a beautiful blouse or a skirt, and keep the rest of the outfit clean and balanced. With bags, I personally lean toward structured handbags that match almost everything I own, pieces that are practical, elegant, and versatile in size. And when it comes to heels, classic silhouettes like slingbacks or kitten heels will always look more refined, more wearable, and much more effortlessly chic in the long run. Number 6. Overloaded hair care. Having too many hair care products is simply not worth your money. It's incredibly easy to fall into this cycle, trying different shampoos, masks, oils, leave-ins, and serums, each promising something new. And before you realize it, your shelves are full, yet your hair still doesn't look or feel the way you expected. The reality is, more products don't guarantee better results. In many cases, they just make everything more complicated. Overloading your hair can even weigh it down, make it look dull, or cause buildup that takes away that clean, healthy look you're trying to achieve. And most of the time, half of those products end up unused after the initial excitement fades. A much better approach is to simplify. A good quality shampoo, a nourishing conditioner, and maybe one treatment product that truly works for your hair type. That's more than enough. When your routine is simple, your hair looks more natural, more effortless, and actually healthier. And instead of constantly chasing new products, you start building consistency. And that's what really makes the difference. Number 7. Tech trends. Another category that's quietly draining your money is tech trends. Things like Dyson vacuums, hair stylers, air fryers, or the newest iPhone models. And yes, these products can absolutely make life easier. They're well-designed, they're appealing, and they often feel like upgrades. But the real question is, do you actually need them right now? It's very easy to get caught in the cycle of upgrading simply because something new came out. A new iPhone is released, and suddenly your current one feels outdated, even if it works perfectly fine. The same goes for appliances. You see a viral Dyson tool or a trending air fryer, and it creates that feeling of, maybe I need this too. But when you step back, you realize that many of these purchases are driven more by excitement and marketing than real necessity. Instead of automatically upgrading, it's worth asking yourself, will this truly improve my daily life, or is it just a nicer version of something I already have? Because when you start making decisions based on function rather than hype, you save money, and you avoid filling your space with things that don't actually add meaningful value. And that's it, beautiful people. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's something you've stopped buying recently? See you in the next video.